Without Michael Cousins, there may have never been a Faculty of Pain Medicine, but definitely there wouldn't have been one when it happened. In 1998, he decided there was going to be a faculty. Other people around him were saying, please, don't do it. It's too soon. We're not ready. We haven't got things organised. And he kind of said, no, things are ready and we have to do it now. And he took it to ANZCA Council, who said, we're not ready. And he said, no, I am not leaving this room. I'm going to keep talking. I am going to convince you all that now is the time. And he did, and the faculty was formed. And he means everything to the faculty. He founded the faculty. He was the dean for the first 3 years to make sure that it got up and running and that all of the things that needed to be done were done. Thank you, Michael.
Michael, we sort of basically instigated the faculty and is absolute world champion in bringing pain medicine, not just to the Australian scene, but also internationally. So, he brought the AFS meeting in Adelaide, I can't remember, 20 or 30 years ago. And he was so well respected that whatever he said, everybody listened to. So that then reflected on our faculty in a tremendous way.
Michael has been described as a visionary. I think he's more than that. I think that Michael had something that was quite transcendent in that he understood exactly where we needed to go to have people who were fully trained to understand the predicament that our patients were suffering, those with chronic pain. And the model that he set up in terms of multidisciplinary management, in terms of training, is something that has been the envy of the world. And it's an astonishing thing that it started here in Australia, and everybody else who's tried to build a model since has followed the same model, and it was Michael's model.
I've got a slightly different perspective probably to other people because I'm not an anaesthetist, I'm a physician. I came from a palliative care background, and in fact, I took over from Michael when he retired. I'm chair of pain medicine at the University of Sydney, and I'd met Michael Cousins originally in 91, when I came back to Sydney from doing a research fellowship at the Cleveland Clinic on morphine metabolism and pharmacology and so on. And when I came back to Sydney, I wanted to keep doing this research I was doing over there. And people said, the only guy doing this stuff in Sydney is Michael Cousins and with Laurie Mather. So you need to go and talk to them. And I talked to Michael and he said, come and work with us, but it's not going to work collaborating with RPA where I was. So, then he got me to, because I was working in palliative care, he got me to teach the cancer pain section of the Masters that the University of Sydney was running. And then I had this leadership role in a College of Physicians to do with palliative medicine. And Michael contacted me again in 1999 or 98, and he said, I'm setting up this Faculty of Pain Medicine, and there's this issue of dual training. There might be palliative care doctors or other physicians who want to join the faculty. There'll be people in the faculty who might want to get co-accredited in palliative care and so on. So we've got to work that out. And so we did. We wrote white papers for the colleges, etc., and all went through. And then Michael said to me, we're going to have to get some leadership of the faculty to start off with. So if you want, I'll get you grandfathered into the faculty. And I was on the original committee, examination group, etc. Then I went overseas. So kind of lost contact with him until then I see his job advertised. So I applied for the job and, he rang me and he said, Paul Blair, I haven't talked to you for a while. I was in New York. And he says, I never thought someone like you'd be interested in this job, but come over and we'll interview you. And I got the job. So now I've inherited Michael's academic legacy in the University of North Shore Hospital, and I'm involved with the faculty. So I'm very indebted to Michael. He didn't leave anything for me to set up as a problem. He set everything up, but we're incredible guy. Sadly, I'm not at his funeral, which is today. But I'm sure he would have wanted us to come and be part of the committee. It's the ultimate work-life balance in tribute to Michael. So anyway, best wishes to Michael's family and everyone. Thanks.
Michael was a visionary leader, and most of what we're doing today for patients was based on his ideas, things he put forward. He was always focused on patient outcomes and fostering improvements, and he had so many good ideas, and most of them he was able to put into practice to demonstrate to the rest of us how you can do that, how you can actually take an idea and get it to happen. So that's what he means to me.
I think he's been such a great mentor to many of us. I think back to my days as an anaesthetist, just finished training in the mid-1990s, was interested but knew nothing about pain, and Michael was such a great mentor, inviting me and to visit him and the rest of the team at North Shore. Fantastic learning experience, so really a pillar of pain medicine.
Well, I guess a huge amount, really. I didn't know Michael that well. I only had a few teaching sessions with him when I was a fellow in Sydney in 2008 or so. But it was, he came with a huge reputation, and it was very fortunate to be able to go to some of his tutorials and learn from some of the great sort of teachers like Michael. I had some amazing teachers in pain medicine in all my training, but it was Michael had this huge reputation, but could distill difficult topics really easily, and had a lot of time in teaching the sort of new generation. And I think that's one of the cruxes of a good member of the Faculty of Pain.
He's been so pivotal, so instrumental in the whole foundation of our specialty in Australia and New Zealand. And I remember in 1993, when I was just second year out of medical school, going to a talk that he gave in Sydney that was entitled Pain Medicine, an Emerging Specialty. And I was just blown away by what the specialty could do for patients in the community and where it was headed. And it was a few years later he established the faculty, gathered some amazing confederates to help with that, and that's, but without that I wouldn't be a pain medicine specialist. So I'm very grateful for the energy, because it took a lot of energy to start something like that. And I guess the other key thing that really resonates for me is his work in the National Pain Summit, establishing the first national summit anywhere in the world, and then that led on to the Declaration of Montreal, so the right for people to have pain management as a human right. And I think that's been game-changing, strategic thinking of the highest level, and it's meant such a difference for patients, not just in Australia and New Zealand, but everywhere.
Michael Cousins was a pioneering leader for the college and for the faculty. His role with the faculty is very well known, but also with the college as president, he established a number of task forces, including a perioperative medicine task force, which today has resulted in the formation of our chapter in perioperative medicine. So in so many ways, Michael has influenced the direction, the strategy and the progress of the specialties of both anaesthesia and pain medicine.
I think that Michael Cousins was an incredible fellow who really took the concept of pain medicine from being a thought in somebody's mind to being a reality. He, as far as I'm concerned, was an intellect that was just a bit above most others, and he could take control of a room, and he obviously took control of the faculty, the College of Anaesthetists board at the time that he was a member of, and convinced them that there should be a pain faculty. And I believe he's one of the key people, many others, but one of the key people who made that a reality. An exceptional intellect and an exceptionally gifted speaker, and a great attribute for the college. He'll be sorely missed.
Well, he was the driving force between bringing multidisciplinary medicine into this country, I'd say. And my relations with Michael go back to the 1980s, when I followed him in the International Association for the Study of Pain, and we then called it the Australian Pain Society. And then over the following 20 years, we worked closely together. Around the year 1999, Michael Cousins had a great capacity to bring together the College of Surgeons, the College of Anaesthetists, the College of Psychiatrists, and the College of Physicians. 4 colleges he brought together, and that was a monumental exercise. And we combined that under the umbrella of the College of Anaesthetists. Now, I was a neurosurgeon, but I'd come across Michael so many times, and so I was also nominated to be on the initial committee or the initial board, and I eventually followed Michael, representing the College of Surgeons on that faculty. So he has been quite outstanding in bringing together these different colleges and bringing together what we needed, called multidisciplinary pain medicine. And it followed on the work of a man called Bonica, who was in Seattle, who really set this going in the 1980s. So today, at 11:30, it was Michael's funeral, and this is a good day to remember him.
I only met Michael a few times in person, but I have heard his name everywhere you go, and everybody knows him in the faculty. And as a dean who came after him, going back through the old board minutes from the early days to get a sense of what were the issues of the day and what did they do, and they were an incredibly committed and visionary group who got the thing started. And Michael was the acknowledged leader of that group, and there wouldn't be a faculty as it is in its current form, which is unique in the world, without his vision. And he went on to do a lot of other extraordinary things in not just in pain medicine but in advocacy as well, and trying to improve care for people around the world. He was the sponsor of the Montreal Declaration on the Rights of Patients with Pain that was implemented by the IASP some years later. So he was a profound figure in the whole pain medicine landscape, and you can't really do anything without acknowledging his legacy everywhere you look.
I don't know that there'd be a faculty if it wasn't for Michael Cousins. He had a vision and he saw it through, and it remains the only multi-specialty faculty, pain body of its kind in the world. The Faculty of Pain Medicine in Britain, for example, as part of the Royal College of Anaesthetists, trains anaesthetists only, whereas we have fellows and pain trainees whose primary specialty is often not anaesthesia. So, and I was also, from a personal point of view, was really pleased that he promoted acute pain medicine as a key part of pain medicine. And I think if it hadn't been for his encouragement and development in the areas, I probably wouldn't have had the career I had. He had a hugely influential influence on my career, and I guess for that I'll always be grateful.